All right, let's jump right in. There is something truly massive happening right now, right at the spot where Wall Street and the world of crypto collide. This is a story about a fundamental rewiring of our financial system. And believe me, it is happening as we speak. We're going to break down just how old money is betting billions on new code.
So let's start with a number, a really big one, $11.4 billion. That's the total crypto and cash that a single company called BitMine Immersion Technologies has on its books.
And a huge piece of that $11+ billion comes from this number, 2.4 million. That's how many Ethereum tokens they hold. Now, to give you a sense of scale here, owning that much means BitMine controls over 2% of the entire Ethereum network. You know, that's a foundational piece of this whole new digital economy, all of it in the hands of one company. And that's really the question we're here to answer, right? Why? Why would a single company, backed by some of the biggest players in finance, go all in like this? The answer? Well, it reveals a strategy that could completely reshape finance as we know it. Okay, so let's dig into that why. BitMine has a name for their strategy, the Alchemy of 5%. Their goal is to eventually own 5% of all Ethereum. To really get why they do that, you have to understand the historic moment they believe we're all living through. Tom Lee, BitMine's chairman, puts it just like this. He compares right now to 1971, when the US completely severed the dollar from gold. His point is that one decision basically created the financial world we live in today. And he's saying we are at another moment just like that, right now. So what is this big pivot he's talking about? Well, it's a shift from the old system. You know the one. It's built on banks and other middlemen, which means things are slow, settlements take days, and it's pretty much a 9-to-5 operation. The new system, it runs on the blockchain. That means things settle almost instantly, it's running 24/7, and it's open to anyone with an internet connection. That is the world BitMine is betting the farm on. Now, you can't just flip a switch on a change this massive. You need new tools, a whole new kind of plumbing for the financial system. So let's take a look at the actual tech that's making this all happen. At the heart of it all is this idea of decentralized finance, or DeFi. Think of it like this. It's a financial system where the banks and the brokers, well, they're replaced by code. It lets people do things like lend, borrow, and trade directly with each other. And the magic key, the thing that connects our physical world to this new digital one, is something called tokenization. It's basically the process of taking a real-world asset, could be a stock, could be a building, and creating a digital version of it on the blockchain. This token makes that asset instantly tradable, anywhere, anytime. But you know, you can't build a new financial world on something that swings wildly in price every day. You need an anchor, and that's where stablecoins come in. They're basically digital dollars, designed to hold a steady value, so you can actually use them for transactions without all the crazy volatility. And look, this isn't some niche theoretical concept anymore. We're talking about the titans of finance. JP Morgan has its own tokenized debt platform. State Street is on board. Even S&P is looking at tokenizing its famous indexes. The old guard isn't fighting this, they're building it. Okay, so we've got the big money from Wall Street, and we've got the tech. But that's only two parts of the puzzle. For this to really be a revolution, you need people, millions of them. So let's zoom out and look at the massive global adoption that's really the foundation for this whole thing. And they're coming. Just look at this data from the World Bank. It's pretty staggering. In just 3 years, the percentage of adults in developing countries who have formal savings, it jumped from 24% to 40%. That is a huge leap in global financial access. So what's causing this massive jump? It's not new banks popping up on every corner. Nope. It's the technology that most of us have right in our pockets, mobile phones, and all the digital financial tools that come with them. And get this, the runway here is just enormous. There are 900 million adults out there in the world who don't have a bank account, but they do have a mobile phone. They are the next wave of users for this new digital financial system, completely leapfrogging the old way of doing things. All right, let's pull all of this together. We've talked about the big money, the new tech, and this massive wave of new users. So, what does it all mean? What's the big picture? Here's the key thing to understand. This isn't just one trend. It's like 3 powerful forces all converging at once. From the top down, you have these huge multi-billion-dollar bets from institutions. In the middle, you have the technology, the new plumbing, being built out by everyone. And holding it all up from the bottom is this incredible foundation. Hundreds of millions of new users finally getting access to the financial system. And that brings us full circle, right back to that big, bold claim from the beginning. When you see all of these pieces moving in the same direction, the money, the tech, the people, you just have to ask that question. Are we really living through the biggest transformation of our financial system in over 50 years? All the signs seem to be pointing in that direction.